Welcome to Twist Notes, where I summarize the latest update in JP. Insomnia fans have been incredibly spoiled with this update, but honestly though, at what cost? At what cost though? So without further ado, let's talk about Chapter 7, Parts 56 through 68. We were so close. We pick up from last time with Silver realizing this is Lilia's dream. They explain that they're NRC students and Lilia falls for it. He thinks that they were sent there to persuade him to enroll in the school. He refuses to go, saying he's too busy getting rid of the silver owls in the forest. Some of Lilia's soldiers return, and we meet Ball, Sebek's Peepaw. He's immediately suspicious of the four, but Lilia is like, they're literally kids, calm down. Ball reports that they found a camp of silver owls at the foot of the mountain, and Lilia orders everyone to move out. He tells the NRC quartet to get out, but Silver's like, wait, no, we're going that way, actually. We should go together. Lilia again tells them to get lost, but Silver goes along with the NRC angle and basically refuses to leave. Lilia relents and lets them come with, but Ball is not having it, which honestly, kinda fair. Ball thinks they're suspicious, and Lilia explains it's better to keep them under their watch than just letting them go around. He's just saying it, I think, to placate him, but anyway. Lilia does have some conditions though, and Sebi and Silver show Lilia what they can do in combat. The three are fighting, and eventually they get the upper hand and knock Lilia's mask off. Ball is furious, but Lilia is like, they just knocked my mask off, I'm fine. Silver slips up and calls Lilia father, to which Lilia is like, I don't remember having a son, much less a human one, which ouch. But also he kinda rips Silver about this for the rest of the update, which is admittedly kind of a dad thing to do. Lilia is impressed and allows them to accompany them. Ball is absolutely not having it, but he has to accept it because Lilia is his superior. Also turns out that while, yeah, they need to get rid of the silver owls, they're actually supposed to be heading to a fortress on the very eastern point of the Land of Thorns that belongs to the silver owls. Lilia tells the kids since they're not his subordinates, they can call him whatever they want as long as it's not father. Judging from the comments of a TikTok I made with Lilia's new SSR in it, enough people are calling him daddy already. Everyone... Lilia fuckers, rise up, I guess. Everyone's introducing themselves, and Sebek includes his last name. Ball is shocked, and Lilia is like, I mean, yeah, you guys kinda look alike, to which Ball insists that no, they don't actually, and we get Peepaw reveal. 2. Ball is not only loud and stubborn like Sebek, but yeah, they look very similar. Ball points out that Sebek lacks scales around his face and reveals that it's a family trait, so Sebek can't be related to him. Sebek is understandably incredibly hurt by that and is like, no, I am a Zigvolt, my mother has scales like yours. And Ball is like, okay, then why don't you have them? Which is huge as fucking oof. Things I didn't expect to read and make me hurt at 1 AM. Sebek realizes he can't reveal his dad's a human. Lilia sticks up for him a bit and points out that, like, Ball isn't from Briar Valley, or as it's called in this time period, and like I mentioned before, the Land of Thorns, so Sebek's probably a distant relative. Ball is still kind of a dick to the kids and says he won't help them. They move out to track down the silver owls. The kids piece together that Lilia should be like 200 years old at this point, and Silver mentions Malleus shouldn't be born yet. Sebek is worried about Malleus, which, same. On the way, Silver asks some soldiers what the silver owls/iron men are. The soldier replies back, but in an archaic Fey language, and Silver can't understand him. Sebek can, however, and translates. Bilingual king. The silver owls/iron men are people from some, I think, eastern country who have come to the Land of Thorns and are doing illegal mining as well as terrorizing the Fey residents. Sebek is furious about this, and Silver's like, oh yeah, I heard about that from my dad. Silver talks about how he tried to learn the Fey language from Lilia but could never pick it up. Sebek smugly points out that humans have limited hearing capabilities and Fey have better hearing. He can hear subtleties that the others can't, and also apparently Fey will put like magic into their voice to help them be understood. It's not super explained. It's magic, bitch. I'm not explaining shit. They arrive at the Silver Owls camp. Lilia makes the kids go and take out the enemy soldiers. Ball does not like this, but are we surprised? No. No, we are not. The Land of Thorns soldiers win the fight, and while Sebek and Grim fight over who did the most fighting and stupid shit like that, Lilia finds the Silver Owls as supplies and finds mice and is like, you guys want this roasted or no? The kids are horrified, and Sebek and Silver start falling over themselves to offer to cook for the army and not Lilia. I know the joke is that Lilia is a bad cook, but literally when I read this, all I could think about were those girls who ate frozen pet store mice as a bonding activity. I was going through the stages of grief at 2 AM because that was like all I could think of. Like, I had to take a break from reading because that's literally, I could only think of Micegate. I could only think of fucking Micegate, and I was like, oh my god. Canon. No, AU where Lilia makes the pop music club team eat mice is bunning it. No, I hate that actually. Anyway, Lilia lets them cook and teases them by saying he has a sensitive tongue and will know if they try to poison him. The gang minus Grimm are cooking, and Grimm tries to eat first, but Sebek insists that the soldiers need to eat first. Lilia is like, the fuck is this? And Silver tells him it's a cheese risotto, which is what you was making, so F in the chat for you. Lilia has no clue what a risotto is, but he tries it and loves it. He says it's like those fancy dinners you get with asshole politicians. I love you, Peepaw, never change. Ball returns from something, and when he learns the kids made dinner, he refuses to eat it. Sebek is upset about this, and Silver has to remind him that, hey, it's just a dream. Ball's stomach is growling, and at first Lilia teases him about it, but then he does get kinda irritated later and tells him to shut up. Ball has his own food with him, so he says he'll eat that. Grimm is like, well, this is free real estate, and starts eating the food Sebek had plated for Ball. Ball then gets irritated and is like, fine, I'll eat it. On the way to the Eastern Fortress, we learn that the Silver Owls have not only been doing illegal mining, which makes sense because they do not look like miners, but anyway, but they've also been contributing to deforestation. Love that. They're causing major ecological damage, and Lilia remarks that they need to hurry and deliver the princess's letter. That's right, we get Malia's parents lore. Mau Mau's mother, Malinoa, is the only child of Militia. She's in charge of the army and has written some sort of letter to the Silver Owls. They've been sending delegates to the Eastern Fortress for a while, and they've all gone missing, so sending Lilia is kind of a last resort. They're all barely out of the Wildthorn Castle, so going all the way to the east is going to be a trip. Silver comments on that, and Lilia again tells them they should go back to NRC, and Silver refuses. He still plays along with the whole NRC angle and is like, I will get you to enroll because yeah, we can't teach you anything about magic. But what about the other magic? Friendship, my little pony. No, anyways. Lilia insists he won't change his mind on this, and Silver is the exact same. Like father, like son, honestly. You asks if Lilia is worried about Malinoa, and Lilia laughs at them for that. She is very, very strong and prone to tantrums. She sounds like a lot like Malleus in temperament. I guess that's where he got it from. She's not on this little outing because she's tending to her egg right now. Sebek and Silver are shocked because, like I mentioned, Malleus shouldn't be born yet. Or been laid. Yeah, that sounds... I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, he shouldn't be in the world in some sort of form. Sebek asks where he is, to which Ball is immediately suspicious, which, huge fair. Silver explains they didn't know there was an heir. Malinoa is staying at the castle to take care of the egg, because dragon eggs only hatch if they have love and magic poured into them. Which is... that is so fucking cute. Malleus' father, Rivon, I don't know, something like that. He was in a previous group of delegates, and he's missing. So while Lilia is supposed to deliver the message, he's also trying to track down Levon. Lilia retires for the night, and Ball threatens us before also turning in for the night. Sebek wants to see Malleus as an egg, and Silver realizes something isn't adding up. The timeline is way, way off. Malleus is 178 years old, which seems super young, but I digress. They realize there's like a 200-year discrepancy going on, and while Fae perceive time differently, Silver says there's no way Lilia would be that off, and especially wrong about the time when Malleus was born. Silver hasn't seen a lot of books on this era of Briar Valley history, and Sebek backs him up. He's read a lot of books about the monarchy and history, but they barely touch this time period. It's suspicious as fuck. Grimm suggests going to the castle for clues on how to get out of this scenario, and Silver reveals you need to stay close to the Dreamer because dream worlds are super unstable. If you stray too much, you end up in darkness and in a dangerous situation. Sebek is devastated because he really wanted to see Malleus as an egg. Silver points out that when the mission is done, they'll return to the castle, to which Sebek is motivated to get the mission done ASAP. Oh, Sebek. Same though, honestly, same. I want to see some baby pictures. Give me the baby pictures. We learn that Silver doesn't get sleepy during dreams and reiterates that he doesn't know what's going on and doctors don't either. Grimm asks Silver why he keeps calling Lilia father, and Silver spills the beans. Sebek talks about his parents, and we learn that although his mom is older, she looks younger than his dad because it's not uncommon for Fae to look young. A soldier comes by their tent and tells them to shut up because it's late and people are trying to sleep, so the group goes to bed. The next morning, they begin the next leg of their journey. So part 67 is like chapter 6, and that there's a lot of story options, so I know I'm missing things, just a heads up on that. I'm not gonna get into the gameplay mechanic because that would take a while to explain, and I am very pressed for time. They fight more Silver Owls, and they surrender. Ball is about to go apeshit on them, and Silver steps in and points out that they've surrendered. One of the Silver Owls mistakes Silver for someone, and Silver's like, I don't know you guys. The Silver Owls comment that he looks like someone they know, but that someone couldn't possibly be there. Later, some Silver Owls are talking about how cute Prince Enrique's sister, Princess Leia, is. LMAO. I mean, LOL because, you know, Star Wars, but I think it actually might be a reference to, I was supposed to say Snow White, to Sleeping Beauty's mom, because I think her name is Leia, so I think that's a reference to her actually, but, I mean, either way, LOL. Also, at some point, they talk about the Dawn Knight, who's a silver owl and apparently hella strong. We also at one point get info on Levon, which I already told you guys about earlier. Sebek starts crying, and once again, I'm with him on this. Silver slips up and calls Lilia father again, to which Lilia tells him to knock it off, and he's only 300 years old. More discrepancies. Even after Lilia and the other soldiers go to sleep, Sebek is still really upset. Silver reminds him it's a dream, and Sebek is like, well, wouldn't it be better if we didn't wake up? Malleus could have his mother here. Darkness appears and tries to swallow up Sebek, but the kids fight it off. Silver's ring necklace lights up and gets rid of the darkness. When Sebek's safe, Silver admits that he has a point, but they need to save the real Malleus, because if they keep dreaming, he and everyone else will be in danger. They lay down to go to bed, and Silver and Yu have this really touching moment where Silver asks Yu to save him if the darkness tries to swallow him up next. It's incredibly cute. Still, Yu shippers are getting spoiled. The next part I read was them arriving at the fort. They fight against a mechanical digging war machine thing, and when they think they've beaten it, it fires another shot. It aims at Silver, but Lilia takes the hit for him. He's pretty seriously injured, and Sebek manages to destroy the machine in a fit of rage. Ball heals Lilia, but he still needs to rest, because he got hit pretty hard. He demands to know why Lilia would take a hit for Silver, and Lilia says he doesn't know, but his body moved on its own, which... Peepaw! Lilia! This fucking family is gonna tear me apart. I'm being torn apart emotionally. Anyway, he reassures Silver he's fine, and Silver is crying and notes that even though his father seems so different right now, he's still the same father he loves. So much pain. We are going through so much pain. The soldiers who went ahead to scout, like, the fortress report back. Neither Enrique nor the Dawn Knight are in the fortress. Lilia is horrified, and one of the messengers he sent out to the castle several nights ago returns. They report that Enrique and the Dawn Knights have surrounded the castle and it's currently under attack, and that's where the update ends. I hate it. We're gonna see Malinoa die. We're gonna see it. I just know it. We're gonna watch her die. I even made a note that was like, I wonder if Malleus is gonna see his mom die. Which I hope he doesn't, but like, Jesus, I don't fucking know. This update is emotionally destructive on all sides. No, but for reals, I love that we got lore on Malleus's parents, but everything hurts. Everything hurts so badly. Definitely worth the wait, though. Definitely worth the wait for Chapter 7 in this. I'm really enjoying it. Would heavily recommend listening to Vision by Dreamcatcher while going through this, because I did. Dreamcatcher gave me strength at 3 in the morning trying to get through this. Anyway, so that was our update. Once again, thank you everyone for watching my videos. If you would like to support me beyond liking and subscribing and all of that, I have a Patreon and I also have channel memberships. If you like live streaming, I live stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And yeah, bye! Shameless plug over.